Hi, Grace. I never got the chance to thank you for all your help at our wedding. Thanks to you, it went perfect.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, and your speech was wonderful.
I wish Joan's dad was with us to make the speech. If he was alive, he would have made a better one.
Yours was great. My parents were very touched.
The wedding was a lot more compact than I expected.
Well, we both don't like to be the center of attention. So we only invited close family and kept the crowd as small as possible.
A big and gorgeous stage would have been misfit, for you anyway. So I guess a compact wedding was suited for you.
You're totally right. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to wear a wedding dress.
But you did in the end.
Yes, because my grandmother really wanted to see me in one. So I thought I'd give it a try. But I chose a very simple design. I didn't want anything too fancy.
Yes, I think you chose right. Sorry to be blunt here, but you wouldn't look good in something fancy.
I agree. I was glad everyone enjoyed it, though.
I never would have thought my son would choose someone like you.
Oh, I know, me neither. He's very handsome, which he must have gotten from you. Anybody would assume he'd choose someone pretty.
All of his exes were very pretty. He even dated a girl who won a beauty trophy.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Good-looking people must attract other good-looking people. I wish I could be a part of that.
The reason why he became attracted to you is probably because of that positivity of yours.
I think so. He said he becomes more lively when I'm with him.
Oh, I forgot to mention that next month there's a big family gathering. Why don't you two come?
Nice! Are we celebrating something?
Yes, there's a family member who's turning 100 years old. She's Joan's grandfather's sister, which makes her Joan's great-aunt.
Wow, a great-aunt? I did meet John's grandfather at our wedding. He is a very fashionable gentleman.
He has 7 siblings. The eldest is turning 100.
What is John's grandfather's birth order?
The last? That's why the two are quite far apart in age.
I bet!
Anyway, we have a banquet room booked at a hotel for the celebration.
A banquet room? Wow!
You should come and say hello. Most of the family weren't invited to the wedding, so you haven't had the chance to meet them. This would be a great opportunity.
I agree! I'll check the date with John. Just to confirm, are you sure I'm invited?
I will let the host know. Everyone should be aware that John got married, so I'm sure it won't be a problem.
Oh, thank you. I look forward to seeing everyone.
Good. I hope you get along with everyone. How was the gathering for you last night? You seemed quite nervous.
Good morning. Oh, yes, I was very nervous to meet everyone, and I was astonished. How come everyone in the family is so good-looking?
I know. I was surprised when I joined the family as well. Everyone has a very pretty face.
It made my heart race. I felt completely out of place.
You would actually stand out among such good-looking people. As in, a bad way.
I think I kinda did.
Makes you lose your confidence, doesn't it? You must have felt alien, or even miserable. Maybe... Do you regret that you got married into this family?
I mean, I was a little embarrassed. But I didn't feel alien.
You don't have to act strong.
I'm sure. Because everyone was so nice to me. The younger member of the family went out for more drinks afterwards. We all became good friends. We were calling each other by nicknames by the end of the night. Or should I say, by the morning? We stayed out so long, I just woke up.
Huh? You became that close with them? With my family?
Yes, we exchanged contacts and everything. We also created a group chat. I'm so glad you asked me to join the gathering.
That's not right.
Beg your pardon?
That's not right. Why did you get close to them?
What? Grace, what's wrong?
You do not fit in the family. A decent person would realize and want a divorce. How the hell can you not see someone as ugly as you don't belong?
Ugly?
I'm referring to you. Why is my son married to such a pig? You're not welcomed.
Oh, Grace, calm down.
How did you do it?
Huh?
I'm asking you how you tricked my son to marry you. Surely you had to. Do you have something on him?
What? No. We're together because we fell in love. I had never tricked him. How could I have that kind of technique? My experience with men are so limited.
I don't believe you. That can't be. Who would fall in love with a person like you? You're ugly. You give me chills. What did you do to marry John? I refuse to accept you as my daughter-in-law.
Wow. So the truth comes out. I didn't know you thought of me that way. I mean, I did know that you always kept your distance, but I see now that you never liked me.
When first John introduced you to me, I was so shocked that I nearly fainted. I couldn't help but wonder if John was having issues with his vision.
I do realize that my appearance is far from attractive, but John loves me for who I am inside.
If you know that, you're unattractive. How can you allow yourself to be with John? Get a divorce.
I don't want to do that. You might not believe this, but we are very happy together. Everyone in the family said that John seems much happier than before. You heard them too, didn't you?
That's only because he's still excited about being a newlywed. It will die down in a matter of time. Then he will deeply regret he married an ugly person like you.
Oh, well, I don't know.
I am. He'll regret it for sure. If John doesn't want a divorce now, so be it. For now, though. You must be perfect at housekeeping. You're not good enough to be his wife, so at least be sure to take care of all the chores. That's the only thing you can provide him.
Housekeeping?
Duh, that's the least you can do.
Okay. I'm not very good at housekeeping, but I'll do my best.
Excuse me?
Hi, Grace, what is it? Is something wrong?
Yes, something is very wrong. I heard from John's cousin. Is it true that you're making John cook?
Oh, that.
Have you forgotten what I said to you? An ugly pig like you making my son do chores? It's unbelievable.
We help each other with chores since we both work. Surely I can't manage everything on my own.
That's your responsibility. My poor baby, get a divorce, now. He comes home tired from work and you make him go through all that? The wife should take care of all the chores. Why are you working anyway? You should be a full-time housewife and support your husband.
Actually, truth be told, John is the full-time homemaker now.
Excuse me?
John stays at home as the homemaker, and I go out to work as the breadwinner.
What are you talking about? You're talking gibberish? John is a sales executive at a trading firm.
But he actually became sick from overworking. So he left the firm when we got married. That's why he cooks dinner and does other house chores.
What? Why have I not heard about this? This is very significant news. I don't understand why this was kept from me.
Probably because he didn't want to tell you. I mean, your reaction is imaginable. You would say something like, "Be a man, blah blah." Your ideology is so biased and outdated.
I beg your pardon?
Well, John's actions speak the truth, right? He hasn't told you, so he must not trust you.
What do you know about my son? Don't you speak like you know everything.
John has sometimes spoken about you, and they were mostly negative.
What? How so?
That you were a lazy, stay-at-home mom. You never worked and yet spent so much of what your husband had earned without even doing any house chores. And that you were an arrogant, unlikable person.
John said that?
Yes, he did to me. So I think that John may not like you that much, Grace.
That can't be. You're lying to me. You're lying to me about everything, including that you're the breadwinner. You're trying to deceive me.
No, it's the truth. I am in a directive position of an international firm. I make plenty to pay for the both of us.
That's not reason enough for my son to be a homemaker.
John didn't like working in an organization. He really hated his environment where he had to show up at this office every day. He worked for his living, but one day his heart couldn't tolerate it anymore. There was even a time when he physically could not take a step forward while he was headed to his office.
It was that bad for him?
Yes, it was. When I first met him, he was not in a good condition. We became close because I was giving him advice about work. Once we started dating, we realized that we were a good fit because we kind of supplemented each other. So, we got married and agreed that John would be the homemaker.
That's why he chose you?
The current lifestyle suits him. He seems much happier nowadays.
You, a director at an international firm? Do you think I can actually believe that?
I don't mean to boast or anything, but I am really good at what I do. My professional background helped me hit it off with your family too, you know?
What do you mean?
Remember the family gathering you invited me to the other day? Well, a few of us began to talk about work, and it really sparked the conversation. I was like a consultant that night. Some asked me for advice and all. See, that's one of the reasons why I was able to get along with your family.
You pig! No, it can't be true. I don't believe any of this.
Oh, well, that's too bad. If you don't want to believe it, so be it. I didn't want to, but I will let John know of our conversations. I don't think I can tolerate you calling me a pig any longer anyway.
Everyone is out of their minds. Why does everyone have your back? Why am I the one getting scolded?
I heard you got told off by some of your family. What did you expect after being so disrespectful to me? Just because you're my mother-in-law doesn't give you the right to say things like that.
How the hell did you trick everyone to like you? You just got married to John. You're new.
Oh, did I never tell you? I am really talented at that. I'm very likable. It's important for me to be able to build a good relationship with people. Not only for work, but also for my personal life. I'm quite proud to say this skill helped me to become a director regardless of my young age.
I was even told that I should be begging you for forgiveness. How can this be?
Wow, I guess I really am loved. John was furious about all you had to say to me. From my perspective, it's very sweet of someone to become so emotional for me.
Everyone is a traitor. When I first joined the family, everyone was nice to me. They treated me so well, saying how glad they were to see such a pretty bride.
Yes, but you have an ugly personality. And people get used to seeing a pretty face after a while.
Who are you calling ugly? Someone as ugly as you can't call someone else ugly.
You know, people try to avoid something unattractive. In my case, my personality made up for my unattractiveness. So I always had people around me. In your case, though, your face wasn't enough to make up for your personality. That's why no one is around you anymore. That's how ugly your personality is.
Shut your mouth, you pig.
John is very disappointed in you. He said he didn't want to contact you anymore, or even see you.
What? He can't cut me loose like that. You don't mean he's leaving his old mother?
Honestly, we both don't want anything to do with you. It's so unfortunate. All your family are so nice. How did you end up like that?
Don't talk to me like you know better. I will not take that from you.
See, that's what I mean by ugly personality. You think you can say anything just because you're pretty? Well, you should know, life is not that easy.
Are you scolding me? A petty girl like you?
You may be older, but clearly I am much more aware of how the world works. You should feel ashamed you are getting scolded by someone younger than you. I hope one day your heart and face balances out. Grace was not able to redeem herself from her bad reputation in the family. On the contrary, John and I became even closer with the other family members. Grace couldn't stand it, so she stopped contacting everyone, hoping that somebody would worry and eventually call her. But no one did. Grace became desperate and wrote a letter to John, claiming he should be worried about her. The only way she could contact him was through a letter because he was ignoring all her messages. But that letter too was torn and thrown away by John. Soon after, our address changed, so we stopped receiving letters. Recently, most of our family has forgotten about Grace. And I am living happily with John.
Hey, Sarah! WTH! What the F is my stuff doing in your room? My bag, my jewelry? God only knows what else is in here.
What are you talking about?
I was looking all over the place for my bag, and I just went into your room because there was literally nowhere else left to look. And lo and behold, there it was all the way behind your dresser.
Hold up. What bag? I don't know anything about any bag.
So then tell me why all my missing stuff just happened to be all in your room? I don't remember lending you any of this stuff.
I'm telling you, I have no idea. Can you just hold on until I get home? It's kind of hard for me to say anything until I at least see what you're talking about.
Oh, give me a break! This dress with the flowers is mine too!
What? Okay, stop right there. You mean the dress with the light blue flowers?
Yeah!
That's my dress. Craig gave that to me.
Excuse me? You mean Craig, my ex-boyfriend? Craig, the guy that you stole from me?
No, I mean my boyfriend, Craig.
Craig originally bought this dress for me. You stole this dress from me when you stole him.
Are you out of your mind? I didn't steal my own dress from you, and I definitely didn't steal my boyfriend from you.
Now I'm going to take back everything that's mine.
There's nothing to take back. I didn't do anything.
Mom and Dad are really pissed too, you know. Dad says we can't live with a thief in the house, even if they are family.
Oh, you little brat. So, that's your plan, is it?
I have no idea what you mean. I just want you to really think about what you've done. Stealing from your own sister. If you can't even admit what you've done, why shouldn't we treat you like some common criminal? After all, what is a thief if not a criminal? You can come home to pack up all your stuff. But after that, you gots to go.
So no one is on my side here? Typical.
Of course not. I'm the favorite. Everyone is on my side. Besides, why would anyone want to live with someone who's gonna steal their stuff? Go live by yourself and steal your own stuff.
Hey, are you free?
Hey, what's up?
So, I've just been kicked out of my house.
What? What happened?
Hillary accused me of stealing her stuff. She said that I stole you from her, too. And she even said that the dress you gave me for my birthday was originally for her, so I stole that, too.
Wait, what? She said you stole me? But I've always been your boyfriend. I never even met Hillary before I started coming over to your house to hang out with you. And of course I bought that dress for you.
Yeah, but no one is listening to me. My parents just believe whatever Hillary says, as always.
Ah, so that's how your family is. Well, to tell you the truth, there was a time when your sister actually asked me to leave you for her.
Man, I'm not even surprised at this point.
I told her no, of course. But I wonder if that's what sparked this. I'm really sorry if that's the case. I didn't really think she would do something this extreme.
It's not your fault. No normal person could have guessed that. But I had a feeling this was going to happen sooner or later. I never expected it to be as crazy as getting framed for stealing my own dress, sure. But she's told me before she's going to get me disowned. Honestly, it's almost a relief that it's finally happened.
Oh, no kidding.
Anyway, I guess I'm going to get a motel for the time being and then start looking for a place to live.
Wait, Sarah. How come you haven't asked me for any help?
What do you mean?
Why don't you come live with me?
What?
I've been thinking about it for a while, but I couldn't say anything before. I know you have all those good memories with your grandpa, and that maybe makes it hard for you to think about leaving home. But, and sorry if this sounds bad, but I guess this is kind of like my big chance. I told myself that I would definitely ask you if this kind of thing ever happened. So, what do you think? Will you move in with me? And not just that, if everything goes the way I hope it will, I'm hoping that we can get married someday.
Oh, Craig, I don't know what to say.
And I know that you're not a big fan of my current place since it's on such a high floor. So actually, I've been getting periodic updates about potential places that might suit you. I figured that way we could find a place quickly if the chance ever came. So, what do you think?
I'd love to. Thank you, Craig. I can't even tell you how much I'm looking forward to this.
Oh, thank God. I was so nervous. I have been waiting forever to ask you. In that case, I'll get to work right away. There's actually a place that I've had my eye on. I'll see if I can make an appointment for us to go look at it. And let me know if you have anywhere particular in mind, and I'll schedule a visit there as well.
Okay, thanks.
All right, let's do this.
Are you still here? Will you hurry up and finish moving already?
I've just finished packing, so I'll be out soon.
Oh, are you really almost finished? I was just giving you a hard time about taking too long. You're no fun.
It's not like I really have all that much stuff to begin with. I just have to put it all in the car and take off.
I don't really care about the details as long as you're gone. I'm thinking maybe I'll turn your old room into my new closet.
Oh, yeah? Anyway, I don't need any of the furniture in there anymore, so do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do anyway. You must be feeling so bad right now. Unloved, thrown out of the house by your own family. Poor baby.
I think it's actually going to be a step up, actually.
Oh yeah? Sarah, you don't have to act so tough. Anyways, I guess it's a fitting end for a criminal. And by the way, you're out of the family. You might want to think of a new last name. Ta-ta! Hey, Sarah! Where did Craig go?
What? Who is this? Hillary?
We're not family anymore, remember? This isn't the time for that. It looks like Craig moved out of his apartment. What the heck is the meaning of this?
Don't tell me you went to his apartment.
Why shouldn't I go to my own boyfriend's apartment?
Yeah, about that. He told me about how he rejected your, advances.
No, see? If Craig is dating the oldest daughter and you're kicked out of the family for being a thief, that makes me the oldest daughter. Ipso facto, he's dating me.
Ipso facto? I don't think that's how relationships work.
Whatever. Where is he anyway?
We're living together in a new place.
Huh?
Yeah, the lease was almost up on his old place. And he knew that I'm not so great with heights, so he suggested that we find a place a little better suited to me.
What the heck? He's still with you even though he knows that you're a criminal?
Oh, that's right. He told me you messaged him the very next day after I moved out to tell him I'm a thief.
So what if I did? After he read it, Craig told me that he is fully aware of the situation.
Yeah, because I told him about the situation. That doesn't mean that he believes I'm a criminal or that he's your new ipso facto boyfriend or whatever.
What? But I told him about how you stole my stuff.
You mean that thing you told him about taking back the necklace that I supposedly stole? The picture you sent?
Yeah, so?
We ordered that necklace special. It has our names engraved on it, dummy.
What?
They're in really small cursive, so it's a little hard to tell if you don't know how to look for it, but my name is definitely on there. My name, not yours.
Are you freaking kidding me?
So all your picture really did was prove that you're the real thief here. Not that he needs any proof. Even without that, of course he believes me.
I don't believe you.
So about that necklace and that dress. I want you to leave them both with Aunt Brie.
No!
Come on, it's not like you can go around wearing a necklace that has my name engraved on it. And the dress won't even fit you. I'm 2 sizes smaller than you.
Hey! You don't have to say that. Sarah! Hey! How much do you make per month?
Are you serious? It's been 3 months since you messaged me last, and this is what you have to say?
It's the house! Did you know Mom and Dad don't own the house? They're just renting!
Yeah. That's been the case for like 2 years now.
What?
Wait, you didn't know?
What is going on? It's Grandpa's house! Dad has lived here his whole life!
Yeah, and Grandpa died 2 years ago. And in his will, he left the house to Aunt Bree.
So that makes Aunt Bree what? Our landlady?
It would appear so.
But why? Dad is the oldest. Doesn't the oldest usually get the house?
I mean, no one has really told me all the details or anything. But I guess Dad got into some debt or something when he was younger. Grandpa ended up paying the debt for him on the understanding that it would be coming out of his inheritance.
Really?
It looks like that ended up materializing as Aunt Bree getting the house in the end. But it wasn't really good for anyone to have us move out after living there all that time. So Dad worked out an agreement with her to rent the house.
Okay, whatever. About that rent. How much do you make a month?
What's it to you?
Dad can't afford the rent all by himself.
I'm pretty sure that Aunt Bree made a pretty reasonable rental agreement, though.
Really? $2,000 per month?
In that location and with that amount of space, I think the house would go for at least $3,500. We were getting it for a bargain.
Well, we can't pay. Mom and Dad are losing their minds.
Ah, I guess that makes sense. I was covering like half of the rent up until now.
You were?
But since I moved out, it stands to reason Dad has to cover all of it by himself. Although whatever else you can say about Dad, you can't really say he makes a lot of money.
Hey, it's not funny! Since when doesn't he make a lot of money?
You know his company went out of business 3 years ago? He took a pretty massive pay cut when he joined his new company. Like $15K a year.
It was that bad?
That's why I was helping out with the rent.
So, wait. Seriously, how much money do you actually make?
Well, I guess about twice as much as Dad right now.
For real? Well, then you have to keep helping us with the house.
Why would I do that?
Because your family is in trouble. It's your job to help us.
Is that right? Who was it that called me a thief and chased me out of the house again? And didn't you say something about how I was no longer considered part of the family?
Forget about all that, okay? We're like 3 months behind on the rent right now. If we don't pay it all by next month, we literally have to leave. If you help us out, I'll forgive you and we'll let you move back into the house, okay? So please hurry up and just pay this off for us. Oh, and one more thing. Mom and Dad told me to tell you that they'd like you to take over the entire rent from here on out.
Let me just think about that for a second. Pass.
What? Why? I told you that we'd let you move back in, didn't I?
Yeah, the thing is, I don't need you guys to let me do anything. I didn't do anything wrong in the first place.
You stole Craig! But as I said, I'm willing to overlook that.
How about this? Why don't you tell Mom and Dad the complete and unabridged truth about what happened? Admit to them about how you lied about me being a thief so that you could have me thrown out of the house.
Why don't we just call it water under the bridge?
You know what? Forget it. Even if you tell them, I don't really feel like coming back anyway.
Why not?
Craig and I are getting married.
What?
I seem to remember you telling me to get a new last name. Anyway, we're making our own family and our own home.
But, hold on. Okay, fine, whatever. You can still give us the money, can't you? It's just $4,000 per month. That's nothing for you, right?
Wow, that's interesting to hear from someone who doesn't even work.
Hey, don't bring me into this.
How about Mom? She doesn't work either, does she?
You know she doesn't.
That's probably the first thing that you guys should figure out. You guys should be embarrassed about jumping straight to charity when you could be working. How can you say that? Because this is not the time to cuddle you or sugarcoat things. You have to hear this straight up. I have absolutely no intention of helping you even one bit. How can you sleep at night? With my fiancé. Ta-ta now. I have no idea what my parents thought they were going to do about the rent when they agreed to kick me out of the house. But anyway, my mom messaged me the next day furious, saying that the rent was my responsibility, same as ever, and that I needed to hurry up and pay it. I didn't want to deal with any of that anymore, so I changed my phone number and cut off contact. And without my financial support, my parents and sister were left totally unable to afford the house. They ended up having to move into a place more representative of their means. But it gets better. My mom and sister refused to work, same as ever. My dad started to wear down under the pressure of shouldering the entire burden of supporting 3 adults by himself until he broke down, served my mom with divorce papers, and fled. As for my mom and sister, some relatives who couldn't bear to overlook things scolded the two of them until they both found jobs that could provide them with housing. But knowing them, it'll only be a matter of time until they're fired for slacking off and kicked back out into the cold, unfeeling night.